Hey, what's going on, guys? PvP and Chili here, and this video is a control scheme video for aircraft. So, with that being said, I hope this video is useful. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope it helps you in some form or way, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. So, let's get on into the aircraft controls. On of time doing planes. Let me set up a different plane because I don't want to fly the FJ. Let's fly a capable. No! That's not what I wanted to do at all. Not at all what I wanted to do. Alright, so now we're going to hop into a plane and we're going to show off the aircraft controls. So, this is pretty just stock. Right stick controls throttle and yaw. I believe it's yaw. Yeah, yaw. Left stick controls pitch and really everything else. So, left stick, pitch. Right analog stick controls yaw. See the plane wobbling a bit? I promise it's not the runway. Let's just get off the ground and I'll show you. Come on, come on. There we go. Right stick, yaw. Left stick, pitch. But I also have another button for pitch. And that is, well, first let's go through the quick settings. There's no real use for controls mode, but I use that for practicing on how to get out of a flat spin. I made a video on that. You can go through my videos. It wasn't too long ago. Pretty simple and easy to find. Let's see. Small caliber guns, additional guns, and large caliber guns. So in the F2, it only has 2 guns. Or actually 4 guns, but they're all 20 mils. But due to my button layout, they're separated. So I could fire 2 at a time. Or if I wanted, I could fire all 4 at a time. Or if I just wanted to fire the lower guns, I could press R2. But in most planes, you'll have high caliber and lower caliber. So lower caliber, you'll have, for example, the 109s. The 109s have two 7.92 MG13, no, not MG13. 7.92 machine guns, and they'll have one nose-mounted 20mm. If I were to hold down R1, I'd be spraying machine guns. If I were to hold down R2, I'd be spraying cannons. If I were to hold down both, I'd be spraying cannons and machine guns. The same goes for the additional guns. Say, for example, the HE-219. It has 3 different calibers of guns. You've got 2 20 mils, 2 30 mils, and 2 different 30 mils than the other 30 mils. You've got MK103s and MK108s and MG151s. So if I were to hold down R2 while flying that aircraft, it would fire 4 30mm cannons. You can set the additional cannons to a different button. I just don't really care to. I don't fly aircraft like that very often. Now, let's see. When it comes to a bomber, you would press triangle, you'd get into your bomb site, and then you'd open the bomb bay doors. For me, I press L2. Oops, that's the tracking button. But it's also the bomb button. Alright, not tracking anything now. So if I were to press L2, you see in the bottom left, under my left wing, it says no bombs. That is the button I have set for drop bombs. So, picture this. You are coming up on your target, get into the bomb site, and you press L2 one time. That'll open the bomb bay for most aircraft, or most bombers. Unless you have bombs mounted on the wings. And in that case, it would drop bombs. But certain aircraft, for example, like the SO-4052 Warthunder, it has actually the 2B. I believe that one has the bomb sight. But if it doesn't, the way to fly it is you dive onto your target, you air brake as you're coming up on your target. You have a timer on your bombs, and you just spam the button because the bombs on the wings are not enough to kill a base, even if you have the 750s, I think, because I know I got the 750s for the 2B. Now, let's see. So, rocket salvo. This is a good one. I need to go fly the FJ4B for this. I have so many controls, it's not even funny. Nope, wrong button. Wrong loadout. Well, alright. Instead of rocket salvo, we'll show off the AGMs. Now let's see. I believe this is the button. Nope. There we go. L1 and R2. That fires off AGMs. The AGMs are special. They're fantastic. And I love them. Now, this same button works with helicopters, I believe? Maybe not. I'm not so sure. But you can guide these AGMs if you really go through the controls. I fire them just like they're unguided rockets. Or unguided bombs, because they're basically bombs. I believe these things weigh like 250 kilos? I don't know, but look at the explosion. Boom. That's the explosion of a bomb. So, let's see here. I need to change my loadout for rocket salvo. Because this thing can get up to 114 hydras. And say there's this guy that you really don't like. Say there's this guy that has pissed you off, but he's not moving at all. Here's what you do to him, alright? You set up the button. You pull out your 114 Hydra missiles. Wrong button. I'm gonna have a lot of that this video. And you call in the aircraft. Granted, this is at a 10.0 battle rating, so you might not get there, because anti-air there's stupid. And for me, I have my rocket salvo, because there's so many, you're going to be firing them off quite quickly. I believe I have it set to R3 and L2. I do. And look at how many missiles I just fired. I fired 114 in what? 5, 6 seconds? I'll show you the controls again and then I'll do it again, but yeah, 5 or 6 seconds I dumped all those rockets. Now we're in aircraft. Let's see here. There we go. R3 and L2. I figure I'm not going to be needing to control my aircraft too much if I'm top down on my target, or say I'm attacking a base. Because with rockets on the FJ4B, you can take out 2.5 bases. Done properly. It's like, I don't know, 50 per base. And fire air-to-air missiles, it is L1, L2, and I'll press R1 to start the lock. So I'll go to hangar and I'll show you what that does. So here's air-to-air missiles. It's a fantastic aircraft for showing off controls. It has everything. Bombs, air-to-air missiles, Hydras, AGMs. It's fucking great. If only the FJ4B was actually at a proper BR. I love this thing. So, press R1. The IR strobe will show up. And that'll happen. So say there's this guy you don't like and you have lock-on missiles, alright? We'll activate the IR strobe and you'll get him inside of it, if I can do that. And then once it's locked, you'll press whatever button you have set to it. For me, it's L1 and L2. And missile no work. Yeah, aim 9Bs are trash. There we go. Now straight line. That should hit. Did hit. There we go. Most of the time, you're not going to catch a guy with freaking AAMs unless you've got aim 9Es and you're in an F100. But on the off chance that you do, awesome. I've yet to kill somebody with an aim missile at all. It sucks. I want to. It's so cool. Now on to what I believe is... Alright, so for an aircraft with radar, I have it set to just L1, all kinds of buttons. But most cases, L1 circle is the one thing I'm going to do the most, because, well, radar is not working in this game. And you gotta fix it. Now, if we were playing arcade, we'd press reload guns. But I don't play arcade. Throttle axis, right stick, roll axis, this. Alright, so I was wrong. I had my pitch and yaw buttons to something different. But roll axis is on right stick. Also, I have hold throttle for WEP off because I'll just put it to 100 and WEP, walk away, take a whiz, take a dookie if I need to. I'll come back at 5,000 meters ready to engage targets. Now this is the important stuff, alright? Remember this. Or just look at this and, you know, figure out which buttons go where. But pitch and yaw axis, very important. Yaw is for the rudder. Pitch is for the elevator. Now you might be like, well, if you can control the elevator with the left analog stick, why set manual buttons? Because you turn harder when you're not using the left analog stick. It allows you to turn better. Now, let's watch this, alright? Might not have noticed much of a difference, but it is absolutely better to have manual controls for the rudder setup. Because it's just much better. Besides, it allows you to look around and see your targets behind you while you're turning. Because you wouldn't be able to do that. Say there's a guy right behind you, alright? You're trying to watch him. And you're using left analog stick. It's just not going to work. So, that's why I have pitch set the up and down buttons on my keyboard, or not keyboard, my D-pad. And I have the rudder set to left and right buttons on my D-pad. These do come in handy quite often. Say you're dogfighting a guy, alright? And you're stalling out. You have no control over your aircraft, really. But your rudder will come into play and save your life as soon as I start stalling out. Alright, I'm stalling out now. The rudder does minor increments, but it helps. That wasn't a really good example of how useful it can be, having the button set up. But I promise you, once you get used to it, it's extraordinarily useful and you'll love it. Now, for an example for this one, I don't have... Actually, I just don't want to go hop into a 262A1 or 262C. But say you're flying the 262C2B. It has 2 rocket boosters under its already there engines. So you would press whatever button you want queued for. For me, it is L1 and square, and that would ignite your boosters. So that's extraordinarily useful. Now you might see I don't have anything set for toggle flaps. Well, let me show you, buddy. I have my L3 button and directions on my analog stick set for flaps, gears, everything like that. So I'm gonna pop my air brake, which is R3 and L1 for me, because I've come into this habit where I've accidentally air braked at a bad time in a dogfight. So for flaps, I'll hold down the left analog stick. Also, you might be curious why I'm looking around. I will explain that later, I promise. But I'll hold down left analog stick, and I'll press down. Or I'll not press down. Right. I'll hold down the left analog stick, and then I'll take my right analog stick, and I'll press down. And then if I'm going to land, I'll press it more, slow it down even more. Or if I want to pop my landing flaps, I'll do it even more. Oh, those flaps really go down. Yes, it does control the throttle at the same time while doing it, but you have to make a compromise with the controller. You literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 buttons to work with. And lots of things to bind to them. So you gotta make compromises. Unless you're playing a mouse and keyboard, which you can plug up to the PS4. I just don't have a mouse and keyboard. Or I kind of have a keyboard, but my keyboard plugs into my controller and it's like one of those chat pads. Yeah. Now for landing gear, it is L3 and R3, but you know, I only press those buttons when I'm going to land or on accident. Let's see here. So we got the flaps out of the way, toggle view, triangle button. It's not so important. Tracking enemy. Let's see. Those are friendly boats. Okay. So you see that guy? You see how the target's behind me? If you have the tracking button as your default button, which would be L2, and track, and you see where the target is right there. Now there's a bug with the tracking button, which is why I keep it where it's at. Otherwise, I honestly wouldn't have it set up because there's really no reason. But there's a bug that has been in the game for years, and Gaijin has done nothing about it. If you leave your tracking button as the default button that it comes as, if you don't even say you're in an ARB game, all right, and a blind hunt is activated, there's this guy 20 kilometers away or like 10 miles away. If you press X on him and lock target onto him, hold on, I gotta regain the lock on this guy, but basically if you lock onto him while he's in that blind hunt and he's activated and you can see him, no matter where he is, whatever altitude he's at, if you press L2, it'll instantly take you to his position, like where he's at, and he'll be in that circle. In most cases. Sometimes it doesn't work properly and it bugs a bit, but yeah. Now tracking / aiming axis, I actually don't know what that one does. Look down, look back, this is just for your character in the game, I think. Let's see here, miscellaneous. I have those buttons set up because my little chat pad controller, I'll use those buttons on that. Instructor, I only do that. Best thing you'll ever do in your life, auto restricts control of the airplane near the ground. Turn that off. Turn that off absolutely, because if you get low to the ground within, say, I don't know, 500 feet, you're unable to control your aircraft. The game will take control of it for you basically and fly you in a straight line. If you want to do some low altitude maneuvers, that kills it for you. Like, hold on, I'll show you what it does right here, right? Alright. Let's see. I'm trying, look, watch this. So at about like 30-40 meters, it takes control. Like I'm holding my stick as far to the right as I can. You don't want that. You want to be able to maneuver and do stuff. That's the wrong stuff. Now let's go turn that off, because yeah. And the automatic control of landing gear, all it does is when you take off the airfield, if you don't automatically, or if you don't put them up yourself after like, I don't know, like 100 meters off the ground or so, it'll automatically put the landing gear out. Control left stick, we already know what that does. Aim acceleration delay. This should be a good show that. So aim acceleration delay. Hey, see how fast it is? believe that's the proper way to show it off. There's so many controls for this game. It is stupid. So I had it on 50% before. Now it was at 100. Now it's at 0%. So let's see. It seems quite a bit slower, right? At least I think it's slower. Back to aiming. And let's see here. Gamepad camera controller sensitivity. I'm not sure what that does, but I tend to leave that as is. But that is my aircraft controls now. Now, off to helicopters. Oh my lord! Going through my controls, man.